Hey everyone! So by now we have all seen what's in store for us in Bowser's Fury, and man am I aboard the hype train. I was working on a video kind of analyzing and speculating what we had seen in the trailer, but the next day they literally released a video explaining much of what I was going to talk about. So I scrapped most of those ideas except for one. One idea that I believe could give a lot of background, history, and maybe even some sweet lore to the islands of Lake Lapcat. Before I started to once again work on this theory, I had to check that no one had talked about this already and it was still just a lot of reactions and talking about the trailer. So that was my green light to go right ahead. Now before we dive deep into this theory, I just want to give a huge thanks to everyone who has supported the channel. I know things have gotten a little slower in terms of uploads, but you guys remain so awesome. Now on to the theory. Cue the theory music. Okay, so I really went down the rabbit hole with this one. We begin with what we saw in the thumbnail, these set of hieroglyphics found in the first trailer. Now, when just observing these right here, one could infer that they tell the history of the islands of Lake Lapcat. When the second trailer dropped, we were able to see more of these hieroglyphics, proving my point. My interpretation of what these hieroglyphics are the following. First, it shows us the islands of Lake Lapcat, which is a set of islands inhabited by cats as they are represented here. We then have the Gigabell that is dormant, which is accompanied by an even bigger cat, which could be a cat that is seen as above the rest or even considered somewhat of a deity. Now this part is very important to what is to follow. We next move on to what we see in the second trailer, which is small cat shines or parts of cat shines that need to be collected to acquire the big cat shines, which then ignite the lighthouses, which cause the Gigabell to awaken and grant the big cat the power that resides within the Gigabell. This was somewhat explained in the trailer, but why did the developers add these hieroglyphics? Was it purely for aesthetic purposes? I don't think so. Seeing as the developers went out of the way to add these hieroglyphics, I believe the story behind the islands of Lake Lapcat is heavily influenced by Egyptian mythology. Why so? Well, let's dive in deeper. I did some research on Egyptian mythology and I came across an Egyptian goddess named Bastet. Now, Bastet is an Egyptian goddess warrior of the sun that takes the form of a lioness. Now, remember this big cat over here? Yep. I believe this big cat here represents Bastet. Now, you may be saying, just because it's a cat doesn't mean it's the Egyptian goddess warrior of the sun. But throughout the trailer, Mario is seen collecting suns with cats on them. Collecting suns with cats on them. Egyptian goddess warrior of the sun that takes the form of a lioness, which is considered a big cat. Which we have a big cat that's also seen here. You guys catching my drift? This works all too well to be a coincidence. Now, I could end it all there and call it a good theory, but I believe there is more. When Bowser emerges from his slumber, darkness rises and chaos ensures. These are all characteristics that describe the Egyptian god Apep, who, as I just mentioned, is the god of darkness and chaos. I believe that in the islands of Lake Lapcat, the sun deity and its antithesis, a being of darkness and chaos, have been in a constant battle for who knows how long. You know, your common trope of good versus evil. Bowser becomes aware of this ancient evil and tries to come into its possession. However, this malignant power is just too much darkness and chaos for him to handle that he becomes corrupted by it. So it's up to Mario and Bowser Jr. to save him from this ancient evil. As the hieroglyphics state, he must collect the cat shines to ignite the lighthouse, which will then awaken the power of the sun cat deity, or the Gigabell power-up, whatever you want to call it. And thus, the greatest kaiju anime fight of the century commences. To me, this makes perfect sense. But again, this is just me having fun and going way too into depth with this. So, what do you guys think about this crazy theory of mine? Or what are you looking forward to the most out of this wonderfully done remake? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this theory, make sure you drop a like, and if you want more theories, more discussion, more Nintendo, and more Ace Monkey, make sure you subscribe. Till next time guys, I'm Ace Monkey, have a great day, and thanks for watching.